Welcome back. We've got some breaking news out of London now. Let's get the very latest. Here's Angela Cox.
Thank you, Mon. Emergency services are rushing to London Bridge with reports several people are injured after a car hit pedestrians. Let's go live to 7 News Europe correspondent Ben Lewis. Ben, tell us what you know so far.
Yeah, Ange, this is breaking in just the last few minutes, but a couple of reporters who happen to be in the area have been saying on social media that they saw a van or a large vehicle driving onto the footpath at London Bridge, which is a very busy area at this time on a Saturday night here in London, and mowing down a number of people. There are also reports from witnesses in the area saying that someone had a knife and was attempting to stab people. In the last few seconds, we've actually seen some reports from people saying they've heard gunshots in the area and police telling them to stay well away. We know that the bridge itself has been closed to traffic. London Bridge tube and overground stations have also been shut, people being told to stay out of the area. Of course, it's not all that long since the Westminster terror attack in which a man drove up onto the footpath on that bridge and then stabbed a number of people before being shot dead by police. At this stage, no confirmation as to if this is a terror attack. Police here have only said they're aware of the situation and dealing it, and more details as we get them.
OK, thank you so much, Ben. We'll come back to you when you have more details.
Yeah, all right, let's go back to London now, where we have some breaking news of reports of multiple injuries after a car slammed into people on London Bridge. We're live to the scene there as you're looking at pictures. Let's go to Ben Lewis, who is in London. Do you have any more information for us, Ben?
Well, at this stage, nothing official from police saying they're dealing with a major incident, but what we've heard from eyewitnesses at the scene was that a van, possibly a B&Q van, that's a major hardware chain here in the UK, has mounted the footpath on the side of London Bridge and knocked down a number of people. There have been unconfirmed reports at this stage of a stabbing attack as well. We do know there's a huge police presence in the area at the moment. We've also heard reports from a number of reporters from the Sun newspaper, whose head offices are actually at the base of London Bridge, suggesting that they have seen people lying severely injured on the ground near Borough Market, which, if you know London, again, is just at that south end of London Bridge. We've also heard reports and seen some pictures of police officers looking in the water of the River Thames, which flows under the bridge. At this stage, no confirmation from police that this is a terror attack, but of course, it's a situation that many people were hoping they'd never see again after what happened at Westminster Bridge just a few weeks ago.
Ben, of course, the police are still busy responding to this incident. Have they said anything at all?
No, other than they want people to avoid the area. They're not saying what sort of incident they believe this is at this case, or if it is still ongoing. We have been told that they have closed London Bridge underground station, which again is not too far from the bridge itself, and they've been telling people to leave restaurants in the area. This time on a Saturday night, it would have been an incredibly busy area down there. A lot of people crossing the river to go to the station, so the area would have been packed full of pedestrians. Of course, this is the sort of situation that police here have been sadly preparing for quite some time. In those central parts of London entertainment areas, it's not uncommon to see very heavily armed police walking around the area, large vans full of police officers sitting on side streets, so it appears they've been very quick with their response to this incident.
You mentioned the Sun newspaper there, and it is reporting on its website that eyewitnesses are confirming that several people are lying on the ground and are receiving CPR after being stabbed, and also reports of gunshots being fired. This is obviously a developing story. Ben Lewis, we know you will bring us up to date as more information comes to hand. Thanks so much.
In the last 15 minutes, there have been reports out of London of what some are conceiving to be a terrorist attack, though that is unconfirmed at this point. What we do know is that several people have been injured, apparently some by stabbing, maybe some by being hit by a van. Ben Lewis is in London for us right now. Ben, this happened around the London Bridge district. There are reports that a BBC reporter witnessed some of the events unfolding.
Yeah, that's right. And we've heard from that reporter suggesting that the van was swerving across the road and then ran, travelling from central London, so going southbound over the bridge, then ran into a number of pedestrians on the footpath. It's then suggested that the person who'd been driving the van, we believe, got out and tried to stab or stabbed a number of people. Now, we've heard from that BBC reporter as well that there's apparently a man being seen put into handcuffs by police. At this stage, no confirmation from police about any of this at this stage. They're still just saying they are dealing with a major incident at the moment, so we cannot say that it is a terror attack for certain, a major incident, but they will release more information when they are able to do so. Still a very active situation at London Bridge by the sounds of things.
Yeah, Ben, do we know, is it London Bridge closed?
So London Bridge itself is shut, the bridge. The train station, which is quite a major train station, which is at the south end of London Bridge, has also been closed, and Bank Station, which is north of London Bridge, has also been shut. People have been told to leave the area. We've heard reports from eyewitnesses, quite a few journalists as well, because a few media organisations have their headquarters in that area. A number of journalists said they were leaving work when they heard gunshots and then were told by police to get out of the area. Still no clarification as to if someone has fired a weapon or who was firing it.
And Ben, there were unconfirmed reports that you mentioned earlier about Borough Markets.
Yeah, Borough Market is at the south end of the bridge. It's probably about a 50, maybe 70 metre walk from the very end of the bridge. A reporter for The Sun said she was on her way home and she saw a number of casualties lying on the ground outside there. Given that we've heard these reports that the van mounted the curb at the southern end of London Bridge, that would essentially make sense if that's the case. It's a very busy area, particularly on a Saturday night. A lot of good restaurants there, quite a few bars as well. So the place would have been alive with activity. And at this stage, still no confirmation from the police or the ambulance service. We've just heard from them saying that they cannot give any numbers on casualties at this stage, but still no confirmation as to exactly what's happened. But of course, given the incidents we've seen here over the last few months, people's worst fears will be that this is another terror attack.
So, Ben, at this stage, we don't know whether this is one person acting or maybe others involved.
No, not at all. And the only report we've heard from a credible eyewitness, the BBC reporter, is one person being put in handcuffs and being arrested. So we know obviously one person driving the van. We don't know if there was anyone else in the van or anyone else involved, nor do we know if anyone is still being hunted by police at the moment. We do know that police have been seen down on the riverbank. They have very quick response by the water police here in London. They've been searching that area under the bridge on the River Thames, perhaps to see if anyone had jumped into the river or been pushed into the river.
All right, Ben, thanks. We'll keep us up to date with that. Thank you.